General Effect Media is proud to present the program.
It's the program, post Grand Nationals, pre-Thanksgiving week. Daniel Montoya Jr. for General Effect Media, and fresh off the planes because the government shutdown is over. We're back. On my right, Aaron the Truth Blackley. On my left, William Hot Take Bradfield, who is wearing a coat now. Y'all are bullying him into dressing up. So, thank you. And he's wearing a smart Jessica Glasgow Marching Arts Design t-shirt. Shout out to Jessica Glasgow, as well as we're getting new trinkets. And y'all can talk about it in a second. But we have a lot of band to talk about. The last time we recorded, it was the Friday, or we recorded the day before, BOA San Antonio. Then we had State Marching Contest, which rolled right into Grand Nationals. 8 days of band over less than a 2-week period. So a lot to talk about. But first, since you walked in the door first, Aaron, do you want to talk about your little treats, your little treats, your tchotchkes? What do you have for us?
Yeah. I got a Blue Stars mug. It is from their 2022 show.
What was that?
On War and Peace.
Thank you.
Or I think it was just War and Peace.
It could be.
But they sold these mugs, the same ones that they used in the show. And I had to grab one.
Oh, okay. Now, did they all say Blue Stars, the ones they used?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
It's very hard to see. It'll probably barely show up. But
well, it'd be interesting. I wonder if they would do a sponsorship. If they'd done like, you can sponsor a performer's mug, and then you got marching member 35. I don't know. Whatever.
Who knows?
All right, that's cool.
I got a Reagan necklace from one of the Reagan moms.
Shout out to the Ronald Reagan Band out of San Antonio, Texas.
And then I have also decked out
your trophy.
Yeah, my Bands of America trophy with my my place of work, Interstellar Barbecue.
I love it. Interstellar Barbecue, not an ad, though. If they'd like to sponsor us. Oh, continue. Sorry.
Also, I remember just as I was drinking it, I got one of these nice koozies. Yes, koozies. From the 50th anniversary dinner.
Wow, humble brag.
And I will be using it for every drink from now on.
Every drink. Wow. All right. Well, humble brag.
Unless I get another koozie.
Unless somebody out there wants to send another koozie. I know an arranger that Aaron would love to endorse if they want to send a koozie to Aaron. You know, who knows what you would drink out of there? Would you is that a poppy? What is that?
It's called Bloom. Okay. It's like a sparkling water energy drink.
I'll allow it. Oh. All right, well, youngsters can drink that. What do you have to show off, William?
Well, I have the Reagan necklace.
Shout out to the Ronald Reagan Band.
The Reagan Mom.
San Antonio, Texas.
I have a event staff lanyard that I will not reveal the source of me getting.
Were you work? No. Did you work? No, you didn't work the event?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
But I will not reveal the source of where
why
I got
should
that.
you? Why should you?
And I got this Blue Knights mug from Aaron. Because I didn't have anything to put on the desk. And then I am holding a
that's cute.
Soda on this.
Now we all have mugs on our desks.
We all do have mugs. That's right. Still rocking the Jessica Glasgow mug out there. And it's getting colder at some point. We've passed false fall, but we're not in real fall down here. And that's okay. We committed to a lot of band. Were you at BOA San Antonio live in person?
Yes,
I was. Were you live?
I was not.
I was not either. Were you at State Marching Contest?
No.
Were you?
I was not.
I went. And then the two of you did attend Bands of America Grand National Championships in Indianapolis, Indiana. I watched on a stream. So you can tell that my opinion's going to matter just as much as you for being there live. So, well, we need to go back. I know it feels like a whole other lifetime, but we did have a regional, not just a super regional or Grand Nationals. We had a regional. It was in this great state of Utah, the Utah regional, where Aaron had, I don't know what you had said. Do you remember what you had predicted about the Utah regional?
Yes. So I had American Fort winning.
Okay.
I didn't think that American Fort would be the kind of program to take a loss to Visitor Marietta lightly. That's what I said last week.
Because they lost finals in California?
Yes.
But they won prelims. Or they're not in...
Yes, they won prelims in California. And they also won prelims at St. George. However, in finals, Vista Marietta did end up taking the visual and general fight captions, winning the show.
That is true. Vista wins with a 92.7 over a 91.15 to American Fork. So a pretty significant gap. Not as big a gap as American Fork to third place, but we pretty much had an all California Utah finals. There's no pretty much about it. It was all of that. American Fork did win music. In preliminaries, we did have American Fork winning music in GE, taking first. Vista was second. Cedar Valley was third in that one. So it's wild because that's the same weekend as San Antonio. So you can kind of get lost in the shuffle of the scheduling. It's kind of like having a regional on the same day as BOA Indy, you know, or St. Louis. St. Louis is like area weekend in Texas, right? Isn't it usually that way?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
The first weekend of area.
That's right, because we have 2 weekends of area now, just like we have 2 weeks of state marching contest. Wow. Now, correct me if I'm wrong from our computer, but isn't this the first time in a long time that American Fork has not won a regional?
Well, last week, or the week before when they lost the California regional.
No, but they've won a regional every year.
Oh, yes.
Since how long?
I think it was
we did talk about this like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was the last time that Ayala went to the St. George regional. That was the last time that American Fork did not win a regional.
Okay.
And that was, I think, 2019 maybe.
Oh, okay. Maybe in my mind I was thinking 19 something, but
no,
not that. Okay, all right. Well, there was a 19 in there somewhere. So awesome. All right. This might take a big chunk of time. I mean, they're all going to take a big chunk of time. The San Antonio Super Regional, history was made. People happy about it? I don't know. Aaron, were you happy about the history? Yes or no?
I don't have a huge problem with it.
Okay.
Okay. I think Flower Mound was the better band, but Hebron just plays undeniably, so I can understand the tie.
Were you happy or sad with it?
I was both. I did not like the tie because I felt, Flower Mound should have taken it. But I mean, I'm not upset. Like, I'm not like,
we're not going to have what were the San Antonio judges
I'm not going to have any of that. Like, sure,
Okay.
there was a tie.
Yeah.
Ties are crazy. I mean, the fact that I'm all here for chaos, a tie
I agree.
is amazing. But I mean, I would have preferred Flower Mound.
Right.
But I'm not mad.
Yeah. The first time in Super Regional history, the second time in regional history ever that they have done co-champions. This was because of the tie that Carmel and Avon experienced. And then Avon had won 2 captions. Carmel had just won 1. Am I correct? And then Carmel was the champion. They changed it. And it was only used at a regional. Fun fact, a regional I judged at. I didn't even remember that. The top 2, I was like, which regional? And the computer was like, oh, it was this. And then I look back and I go, oh, God, I was there. I was one of the people. So you're welcome.
Can't believe you did that.
Prelims, Jordanton, who made finals for like the first time in forever at State. Industrial, Cornerstone Christian. That was your Class A. Class AA, Argyle, Roma, Veterans Memorial. AAA, Rouse, Cedar Park, Wakeland. Remember all of this because we'll discuss even more later, with Rouse taking music in GE, Cedar Park taking visual, and then 4A, Flower Mound winning music and visual, and first Hebron getting second, winning GE, and Vandergrift getting third place. When we go into finals, off top of your head, William, did you accurately predict all 14 finalists?
I predicted 13.
Who did you miss?
I missed Keller.
Who did you have in? Do you remember?
Was it Bowie?
Mm-hmm.
When I was there, I was like, Bowie's either gonna get 7th or 17th.
Now, let me ask this question in a sec. How right were you, Aaron?
I was pretty far off.
Are you the one that did not put Cedar Ridge in finals?
Yes.
That's who it is. Somebody commented on there. Again, this is, if you're watching this, he literally went to Cedar Ridge High School, and you went to Westwood. Was Cedar Ridge even open at that point?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I said you would be wrong.
There's no hate. There's no hate. It was just, you didn't forget Cedar Ridge. You just intentionally left them out. And boy, is your face red. How many did you get right? Or tell me your stat.
I don't remember.
Okay.
I think I had Wakeland.
You did. That's true. We had Wakeland. I don't think you had Keller in.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who else I had.
You had.
It's hard to think anybody else.
Seven Lakes. I had Seven Lakes.
You had 7. Did you have them in over Mo and Jean?
No, I had Mo and Jean in.
You did not have Keller. You had 7 Lakes in?
Yes, I had 7 Lakes and Wakeland in over
Cedar Ridge and Keller.
Yes.
Awesome, yeah. So it ended up Flower Mound and Hebron tied, Vandergrift third, Woodlands, Pearland, Ronald Reagan, Cedar Park, Rouse, Vista Ridge, Cedar Ridge, Keller, Dripping Springs, Mo and Jean, Bridge, Lynn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would just like to say to the people out there or persons out there that think also, every time we don't mention a band in the most glorious light, we hate them. Or why do y'all hate Ronald Reagan? Do you know who I am? Do you know where I worked a long time ago? And if you know anything about me and these other nerds, I have been the only defender of the Ronald Reagan band at every contest, because all the nerds who were named nameless were like, oh, they're going to get this place. I'm like, y'all don't know what you're talking about. Happened at San Antonio. Happened at Grand Nationals.
I'm a Reagan defender too.
You know what? You're going to come at the king, you best not miss. And finals goes to final. Hey, who won what in finals? The captions.
Hebron won music, Flower Mound won visual and effect.
So if we look at let's look at prelims. What were now we got some fancy recaps here provided by Hot Take Willie, who did the whole ranking them and then showing us the different panels that we had. Were there any surprises or any oddities? Not like what were they thinking, but things that stick out about how the prelims results came out.
Like compared to finals?
Just like we look at it. The first band out was Wakeland, and that was the band that Aaron had in finals. Bridgeland was last band in. 7 Lakes was 18. Bowie was 17. Westlake was 16. Claudia Taylor 19. Leander High School 20. Round Rock, we're not going to go all the way, 21. Sci-Fair finalist 23. They were a finalist at a previous regional. This is just
they made state finals.
They made state finals, but they also were a BOA finalist. Weren't they like high or something?
They won the
one at the Woodlands.
The Conroe regional. Then they got 8th place the next week. No. Yeah. So Conroe was the second one.
So statistically speaking, if we can be frank, Sci-Fair wins Conroe, does not make finals at San Antonio. JB Alexander wins McAllen, does not make finals at any other champions or like high placing Texas groups at regionals that then did not make finals on here at San Antonio. Midlothian won Midland.
They
did not make finals.
They're 29th.
We have 3 champions of Texas regionals. And Romo was second. They were close. They did not also. This I said this last year. This is not a knock on those champions. This tells you just how incredibly difficult this regional is. I mean, I listed 21 bands. Dawson was 24th. They won honor band. Like we have incredibly. It's a deep bench of bands here. Wow, it's just wow when you really go down and look at it. And this isn't I've said that this is the deepest contest in the country. I think it is. I think more finalists from San Antonio make Grand National finals than the other way around, but we can talk about that some other time. Why don't we go to finals? Is that where the fun begins for y'all?
Yeah. If you compare them, then yes.
Yeah, let's fight about it.
I think the biggest difference between prelims and finals.
Yes.
In prelims, Rouse was 5th.
Yeah.
Cedar Park was 11th.
Yeah.
So there was the top half, bottom half. They're in different sides, and then
But also, Rouse and you said this, I think, but Rouse and Cedar Park were on different panels.
Yes.
You said different sides, which I get, but people need to understand that it wasn't a head-to-head.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I meant they're on different sides of the bottom top half split.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But they were also on different panels and prelims. So we can compare the two because, yes, you can compare scores from contests, but when you're all on one panel and there's not 70 groups to deal with or 35 to deal with if you're judging, then it becomes a little bit easier. So, yeah, that was a big shift. What else did we see? Oh, there's silence. Bridgeland staying in 14th, huh? Dripping Springs, Mo and Jean. Cedar Ridge moved up a spot, right? They just switched with Keller. Reagan dropped a bit. Nope, they stayed the same.
Pearland jumped them though.
Pearland did jump them. Who jumped down, or did anybody jump down?
It was Rouse who.
Oh, Rouse.
Yeah.
So Rouse moved down, but Pearland moved up.
Cedar Ridge actually went down.
Cedar Ridge?
They went down.
Yes, that's right. Them and Vista switched. When we look at the ordinals, so to speak, basically the rankings of these groups, you can see that if BOA San Antonio had a judge's preference, the judges preferred Hebron, right? Because if we go off of Hebron's rankings, 1 1 1 1 4 2 1 1 1 2 2, Flower Mound 2 4 3 2 1 1 2 2 2 1 1. And so you can see how we get that tie. And I know from experience that something of this magnitude, the chief judge would, hey, are we good with this? Are we fine with this? And if everyone's like, yep, my scores are my score, they're gonna let it ride. So it isn't gonna be like, that's what you get. Nope, you can't change anything. So this is definitely something that everyone knew was gonna happen once they brought all the judges and once they verified their scores. The chief judge is gonna go like, hey guys, this happened. It really seemed like the top three, and you can see this in almost a 2-point gap between third and fourth. The top three is pretty solid. Vandegrift 3 2 2 3 2 3 3 3 3 3 3. Like it was that. And then when you get to the Woodlands, who was fourth, you start getting 6 6 5 3 4. And then the next one's 4s 9s. Like it started getting a little bit crazy, but it was a pretty solid. Like these are who the top three. It wasn't a surprise to any of us that was your top three. In fact, I think that was the order, right? Like that was what it is. Interesting that Visual Performance Ensemble was the lowest caption for Hebron. Do we think what do we think that would be? Did we think they were bad marchers? Did we think that maybe some of the visual design hampered them or kept them? I would be curious, as people who've seen it multiple times, what y'all's thoughts on. Because that was below Flower Mound, Vandergrift, and the Woodlands.
I can see it, honestly, especially from a design standpoint.
Definitely.
I mean, Flower Mound, their show is visually stunning. And it's very well performed. Same with Vandergrift. Woodlands is always going to be very strong on the visual side of things.
Absolutely.
Especially, I do not recall who was judging visual ensemble, but if it was a guard person, then that definitely makes sense to me.
Well, and it's like we were talking about drum lines last week. It isn't that a guard is bad. It's just you have so many good guard or auxiliary ensembles.
You have to put someone first.
Flower Mound's guard. The Vandergrift's dance guard, the Woodlands guard.
Yeah, I mean the Woodlands just won.
Yeah,
they won WGI, so it's
makes total sense. And the Woodlands are doing more like dance choreography, dance moves. Hebron's a traditional, more like marching and playing group. I think Hebron and Flower Mound, Vandergrift and Flower Mound probably had a little more contemporary body movements than Hebron just marches and outmarch you and outplay you, which is why they're where they are at and why they were almost where they were at state marching contest. But craziness. Anything stick out, San Antonio, that y'all want to address, mention?
There's a few. Prelims to finals switch ups.
Yeah.
Like one of them being, let's go Reagan. Was 13th in music, 11th in visual, and then 4th in effect, and that put them into top half. And then in finals, 4th in music, 7th in visual, and then 6th in effect.
6th in effect, which kept them 6th overall. Which to me is, when I look at these other bands that are there, I can buy it. That's why I've been, a Reagan defender such as yourself, but also you can't just look at a band in a vacuum. You say, well, who are you going to put above them? Or who are you going to put below them? Same thing with drums, same thing with color guard. When we're saying, now I still stand by the prelims of 6A percussion being the most egregious rankings of anything I've seen in quite a while. But when you get into finals and you're like, well, but Cedar Ridge was like 6th in percussion or 8th, and we were just like, let's count down the drums that they couldn't beat or whatever. And you're just like, oh my God, they're all really, really good. Same thing in this type of situation. You got to look at all of the pieces, for sure, man.
And speaking of Cedar Ridge, I promise this isn't because of homerism. It's because of the difference.
It's fine. It's fine.
In prelims, Cedar Ridge 4th in music, 5th in visual, while being 3rd in music individual and 3rd in visual individual above Vandergrift. In finals, 11th in music, 12th in visual, last in visual individual,
Yeah.
and 12th in music individual.
I have to be fair, just like I was pointing out with the Rouse and Cedar Park. However, Cedar Ridge was in a different panel than Vandegrift and Hebron in prelims.
Yes.
For those that are curious who didn't look on there, this is the panel breakdown that did make finals. Flower Mound, The Woodlands, Rouse, Keller, Cedar Ridge, Dripping Springs, Moe, and Jean versus Hebron, Vandegrift, Reagan, Pearland, Vista Ridge, Cedar Park, and Bridgeland. So we had two different panels, and you try to be as fair and close as possible. But I may think, I'm going to say Vista Ridge is an 18.8, and then Willie might come out and Cedar Ridge is like one step above. Let's see, who would be the sixth place in that particular panel? The seventh place was I don't know. I'm trying to figure. Boy, this is all over the place. The fact is, I may think something's an 18.8, and he might think it's a 19.1. But we're putting them next to each other. But his score comes higher, so it's going to rank higher. So it's tough to be consistent when you have double panels. But that's just what True. That is correct. That is absolutely correct. And prelims.
I just noticed this just now.
Oh.
Even though I've been looking at these sheets for weeks.
Oh, wow. For weeks.
Woodlands got 19th in music ensemble in prelims. I just noticed that.
Again,
That's
we're not. It's funny. Wow. I don't know that people actually watch like what they comment. I think they watch like the first 20 seconds. Oh, those guys are so negative, and it's like I sometimes defend the judges. Sometimes judges are not without criticism or whatever. Each judge was judging 35 bands in prelims. That's what the panels broke down because we only had 70. So some things will slip through the cracks. Having said that. Much like Vista Ridge getting, 28th in music ensemble in state prelims or something?
It's 12th.
Or it was 14th, I think.
It was something
14th,
ridiculous.
yes,
yeah.
So I don't know why I said 28th. That just popped in my head. The Woodlands getting 19th in music, whatever, in prelims. Still some things you're like, all right, look, I'll cut you some slack, but you're saying there are 18 groups ahead of them?
And same panel, Midlothian 16th in music ensemble. So Midlothian above
And
Woodlands.
Midlothian's a good playing band.
Go Midlothian.
But that's their highest score. Yeah. There's always going to be some things that stick out, which is why, and I've said it before, I'm going to continue to say it again, and people are going to take it out of context, and that's fine. When you're judging 35 bands or more, you will get lost in your numbers. More often than not. Even the best judges will throw a number sometimes. The reality is you are trying to remember how you did. How did these bands do? And sometimes a band will come out and you go, they better be really good or really bad because I don't have any middle numbers. And then they come out and they're like, oh, they're a good band, but they're not really good, but they're not really bad. But I can't give them box 5. I'm going to have to give them box 3 or low box 3. And that's how you get a random, like maybe the Woodlands getting 19th, which doesn't make sense to me, however. The other issue is when you are judging, the tabulators want you to lock your scores down so that they can start tabulating the scores, especially at a super regional. So after every block, I would put money on this, you have to lock your scores at a super regional. That's what we have to do at regular regionals. Like you get to your major block and they want you to lock your scores. Sometimes you get stuck and you go like, oh, I really wish I hadn't have done that. But also you may not even know it. You might get through just like, I'm done. Oh, somebody will fix my mistakes.
Yeah, and then you look at it, it's like, oh, I didn't realize I put them down.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. I will not mention the judge. There was a state marching contest judge. I don't know if we were still only had 5A in Texas, but regardless, it was the largest class. And this particular judge judged. He saw that he had put a certain band first place, which should not have been first place. And he told his associates, we need to go. And it was one of those where like they verified, he goes, we got to get out of here. And he left. Like, I don't know if he went back to his hotel. He was near, I mean, he's from Texas. So, but it was one of those where you look at it, you're like, oh God. So anyway, anything else on San Antonio before we move on?
I think I'm good. Oh, wait, actually I did. There was one thing.
Oh, all right. Lay it on us.
Wakeland, who was 15th, first out of finals.
Just missed it.
Oh, yeah, I see.
They missed by .075. They were 12th place in music, 12th place in visual,
All right.
and then 15th in general effect.
8th place in GE Music, 31st in GE Viz.
30. Okay. Again, now, do we remember where Wakeland performed in, I assume on Saturday some point, right?
I believe they're on Saturday midday.
Midday, I think.
Or no, I think they were in one of the last blocks because I watched them.
I think they were in the very last block.
Yeah.
Well,
They're like
then,
the first-
then you get
I could be wrong,
get in a situation where, but see, when I watched that show, I don't think you're saying that on your sheet they're the 4th worst music effect or visual effect on your sheet because you only judged 35 bands. You're saying they were the 4th worst?
Well, that's 31st overall. That's
Oh,
what that
31st
Yeah.
overall.
No,
Oh, I'm
it's not
sorry.
in their
Okay,
panel.
okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, what were they in their panel though?
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, that would be. I would be curious to see if you're 31st overall, does that mean you're
See.
like I don't know. Regardless, that's the stuff that sticks out that I can understand why kids, parents, staff look at it and go, these judges don't know what they're talking about. It's not that, but when you put the scores on the wall and you look at it, you go like, that judge screwed us. I mean, the numbers would agree with you, but it's not like they go, you know what? I'm going to keep this band out of finals.
Yeah, it's definitely not personal.
No, it truly is.
Or if it was personal, I don't think they'd be judging in the first place.
No, it's honestly the luck of the draw.
Sometimes when I see some of the scores, it does seem like it's personal.
Look, I got nothing to add to that.
I'm not going to say who, but some of the
UIL State Marching Contest, 1A, 3A, 5A. One of I mentioned this last week, or maybe I didn't. I love 1A and 2A. The interviews are the best part. If I said it last time, forgive me. But it's always very much like, what's your favorite part about being at State? Oh, we got to go eat at the Hard Rock Cafe, or we got to ride on a bus. Like, it's rarely ever about the band. Or they're like, oh, because they walk in the dome and then they're literally like just looking at it like it's the
There's
biggest-
more people that live in their city that are watching them right now.
Yeah. And some like all of Bug Tussle's in the crowd supporting the band. You're like, oh, they shut down Main Street. And, I love that kind of stuff. I love that kind of stuff. Let's start with the results from 1A. And I'm going to ask if we were right or we were wrong. Cross Plains wins. Menard in 2nd, Erie and County in 3rd, Claude, is it Claude, right? 4th, Knox City in 5th, Bayard in 6th. It's not Runge. What is it?
Rungy.
Rungy was 7th. I seem to remember Aaron predicting this. Am I right or wrong?
I only predicted the top 3. I got the 3 bands right. I forgot if I got the order
I feel
right.
like you said Erie and County could win,
I think I had Erie and County.
but I think you had Menard 2nd. I think Menard 2nd was consistent. Am I wrong? I don't know.
I think so. And I think I had Cross Plains 3rd.
Oh, well, they showed you.
Oh
by
yeah, no,
winning.
I'm a huge fan of Cross Plains, mainly because I went to college out in Abilene, and I would drive through that town.
What did they go? What?
I don't know.
No, Abilene Christian. What's your?
Go Wildcats!
There
Scratch
it
them
is.
cats.
There, they smashed some cats. That's what it was. Okay, yeah. Never miss an opportunity. Okay.
But I would drive through Cross Plains all the time. So like, even though I don't really know anything about the city,
You hold them near and dear to your heart.
yeah, just because I drove through there. Actually, I do think I did. Yeah, I think I had a friend in college who went there.
Okay.
Not in the band, but
Sure.
when I first saw Cross Plains doing super well, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna cheer for them.
And
And
it's
I'm very happy that they won 1A this year because they are going to be moving up to 2A.
Wow,
these
that is
alignments.
huge. Who do you know who was in their area from 2A?
Yes.
Okay, good.
I think they should continue to make state.
Okay.
I don't know if they'll be quite on the finance level. The gap between 1A and 2A is really big.
Yeah. Sure.
Like you have Whiteface, who always does really well in 1A. When they moved up to 2A, they didn't even make area finals this year.
Oh, wow.
So
2A. Now, a reminder for those that aren't familiar: 1A doesn't have an area finals. It's like
No.
region and then state. So that's wild. That is wild. Who won last year? Erie County.
yes.
And did Menard win the year before? I'm trying to remember when Menard won. They
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago, and then they won like before COVID, also, right, or something.
Yes.
Trying to remember. Did you watch 1A finals at all? It's okay if you didn't.
I did.
Oh,
Yes.
did you have a favorite? Do you remember? It's okay if you didn't.
There wasn't there a band that was like, this is not a 1A band? There was one of them.
It was a really big band.
Yeah.
It's probably Erie County.
It might have been Aaron County.
They're huge.
Yeah, they did. Didn't they do Kingfishers? Or is
No, that was 2A. Rivercrest did that.
Rivercrest? That's right, Rivercrest. Well, let's move. Oh, that was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's move on to 3A, where we go to 10 finalists. Mineola wins. Raymondville in second. Redwater in third. Atlanta, the state, came. They were in fourth. Whitesboro in fifth. The Hondo Owls in sixth. Howe in seventh. Jordanton in eighth. Wall High School in ninth. Troy High School in 10th. Full disclosure, I wrote for Troy High School, so naturally they were my favorite. You were rooting for Raymondville.
Yes.
They almost did it.
Yes, I got my top 5 correct.
In order?
I is very close on the order. I had Redwater second and Raymondville third. So you just flip the two.
And they were all like 2 ordinals away, basically, the top 4.
Yes. And I believe in prelims, Atlanta actually beat Redwater. And then in finals, Redwater passed them up. But no, Raymondville, they really impressed me. They were really good.
Yeah, y'all were talking quite a bit about them during all of that. Did you have a favorite? Did you watch 3A?
I did, and I think Raymondville was my favorite.
Raymondville, shout out to them. Where is Raymondville ISD?
They're, I think, north of Brownsville, just north of Brownsville.
Okay, that's what I thought. Every time I see early college, high school, that kind of thing, it makes me think. Crockett High School is an early college high school now, which is weird, but they're in South Austin, and I guess that's what they do to some of our schools. So, all right, 5A, not the granddaddy, it's a daddy. All right. Oh, I don't know. Pause. I don't know how that. All right. So here we go. We took 12 finalists in 5A. I forgot to ask this. Are there any bands in that 3A moving up to 4A who made state finals? That you can remember?
No.
Okay. All right. So
I think Raymondville has like a teeny tiny chance of moving up, but I think they're pretty safe in 3A.
Gotcha. All right. 5A. We had 12 finalists. Surprise, surprise. Cedar Park wins. Rouse in second. Remember we said how different it was in prelims for BOA San Antonio? Wakeland, who did not make finals, in third. Lebanon Trail returns to state finals in fourth. Argyle in fifth. Leander High School in sixth. Aledo in seventh. Lone Star in eighth. Burleson Centennial in ninth. Hayes High School in 10th. Richland High School in 11th. And McCallum returns to state marching contest in 12th place. This wasn't a surprise?
Are there a few surprises?
But Cedar Park winning.
Isn't it like the biggest gap between first and second?
I don't know if it's the biggest gap, but I can't think of another time since we've had these new sheets.
1-2,
I think
1-1-1
8
or
is the
something.
lowest.
Yeah, Cedar Park is
total.
no one's gonna straight ones in 5A. Have they done it in 6A yet?
I don't think so.
Okay.
And just not only they didn't get straight ones, but they got second in percussion. But that was the only.
Yeah. Second
that
in
wasn't
percussion
first.
to Burleson Centennial, all the way in 9th place. BC's ordinals 8, 10, 10, 1, 9, 7, 10. If you don't know anything about Burleson Centennial's percussion, then you have been living under a rock.
Deserved.
Yeah.
They had
they're
fantastic run.
It's one of those where you're like, what are they feeding those kids? And we speak a lot about Texas homerism and music education. We don't want you to think, maybe you don't, and that's okay, that all the Burleson Centennial kids do is drum. Because the percussion played at Midwest, didn't they? Or the middle school percussion, I think, played at Midwest. Like, they have a well-rounded percussion program there from the middle school through the high school with concert percussion, with marching percussion, obviously, a big deal with them making WGI finals and whatnot consistently. But a fantastic percussion program, a great band program, but being a percussionist, I mean, you're not even one, but you know how good they are. Shout out to them. Yeah, no shame in getting second to them. But did Burleson win percussion and prelims too? Do we remember?
Aledo.
Aledo won percussion.
Aledo, who ended up getting fourth in finals. Just that's the way it all came out. Like we said, 1-1-1-2, 1-1-1. That was the Cedar Park Ordinals. The Rouse Ordinals, who got third, 3-3-2. They got second, rather. 3-3-2, 5-2-2-2. Honestly, if the percussion had been second or it wouldn't have mattered. The ordinal gap was an 8 for Cedar Park, a 19 for Rouse, then a 26 for Wakeland, and then a 35 for Lebanon Trail. So it was like every band was on their own island of, you're obviously the first place band. You're the second. Like it was a huge thing. Wild times. Any thoughts that you want to share, Willie, on that?
I don't really have a problem with any of the placements.
I was very surprised by Lebanon Trail.
In a good way, right?
Yeah, so I mean, they were really good. They were not in my top 6 in prelims.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, and I don't mean to put you on blast. Are you the anti-Rite of Spring person, or are you the pro-Rite of
Yes,
Spring?
I am not a huge fan of Rite of Spring on the field.
So for you to acknowledge that you enjoyed the show and not is...
It was, out of all the Rite of Spring shows that I've seen, it is one of the ones that I've enjoyed more than others. I just don't... I really like the piece Rite of Spring. I just don't like it on the field. most of the time.
Purist. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, Lebanon Trail. When was the last time they made finals? A few years ago.
It was 2 years ago, I think.
Oh, okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Because then they missed state in last year.
Right.
Just because that's the crazy 5A area. McKinney North missed state this year.
And they were state finalists last year.
Yeah, they were finalists last year.
Yeah. Before we get to the next segment of this, how many of these are leaving to 6A next year that we allegedly are moving to 6A?
Like all of them?
No. I actually don't think it's a ton. Cedar Park, Rouse, Wakeland.
Yep, that's top 3. Leander.
Leander.
That's the 6th place. So Argyle is champion by default if these ratings held.
Is Aledo moving up?
Aledo's moving up.
Aledo, yeah.
Lone Star moves up to
Lone
second.
Star?
No,
They move up to second.
Yeah,
place.
but you forgot Lebanon Trail. Lebanon Trail would win. Technically.
Lebanon Trail. My bad, Lebanon Trail. I forgot. There's only one Frisco school. Wakeland's been 6A before, or been the largest class before. Then they dropped down because they opened a new school. So, do you think they're fast tracking a new school to pull from Wakeland to get them back into 5A as fast as possible? What Frisco Eminent Domain, is that what it's called? It doesn't really
Manifest Destiny.
Manifest Destiny. That's the one. Brothers Centennial. I think
They're safe.
They're safe. Hayes.
Hayes is moving up to 6A.
That I was going to say because Mo and Jean's moving is in 6A. Wow, Richland. I think Richland's
safe.
Safe, and then there's no way McCallum's moving up.
No, yeah, they're
landlocked in.
That's still 6. Did we name 6 bands there?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bands. 6 of the 12.
We're going to have a completely different 5A next year.
We really
completely
are.
different 5A finals.
And you always want it to be the best. You want to beat the best. I totally understand that. But if you're one of those band programs, like when you look at some of these, are they really 5A programs? I mean, they're beating 6A programs. Cedar Park, Rouse, Wakeland, they beat 6A programs. So you're like, get out of here. Let real 5As have a chance.
Yes, I am a big fan of that for that reason. I think there's a pretty big disparity between the just from an enrollment standpoint. I'm not talking about skill necessarily.
Right.
Though
Right.
it contributes. There's correlations, but having like these huge suburban powerhouses. Like Frisco schools, the Leander schools, competing with like these like rural,
sure,
like these rural schools that have like 1,300 students.
Right.
There's just such a disparity in like the resources,
Correct.
not only just monetarily, but access to educators, techs from local universities. Like there's such a disparity that I'm glad a lot of these dominant programs are moving up to 6A to give more of these smaller schools a chance.
Yeah, it will make 6A even harder.
Oh yeah,
to be the absolute worst this is going to be the worst marching contest in the world to make finals at 6A finals next year. Will blow away this year's Grand National Finals. I don't know. We'll talk about that next year if and when it happens. But to your point, but also let's be realistic about these groups. Hayes High School is a South Austin suburb. They are right in the middle of UT and Texas State. Kids can go down and help that. McCallum, UT kids, right down. So we're getting rid of some of the cream, but then also you still have to deal with a lot of these other really good groups. Yeah.
I wouldn't say the problem. I would consider it a problem personally. The disparity in enrollment.
I would agree.
That applies in football or in other sports. At least they have the division system. Which helps a little bit. Band, I don't know a good way to make that work.
I was talking to a very high up person in one of the 2 major music organizations in the state of Texas, and he I didn't even bring it up, and he said, there's a lot to be said about big 6A, small 6A bands, the way the football team does it. So whether that is just him, because we've been friends for decades, him just going like, oh, I'd really be cool, or it's him going like, no, we acknowledge this is an issue. But then do we have 4 weeks of state marching contest or like
it's
double panels? Like, what do you do?
It's hard.
Put it up to 12A and then 12A. No, it's an A9.
I think that the first change is if we're going to have 7A. But then could you even have like, that's a whole other discussion about stuff. But like, if you do bands and football teams in a 7A, how many schools would that be?
And then how many days for state marching contests?
Right. And we know that football drives everything. So is Vandergrift a 7A high school?
No, they're comfortably.
Who would be a 7A high school in Central Texas?
In Central Texas?
Lake Travis? No?
Lake Travis is about to split.
Okay.
I think Round Rock. Bowie. I think those are the two biggest schools in the Austin area.
What's their region for football then? Like, so you're talking Round Rock and South Austin is Mo and Gene or Haight? Like basically you're talking about a football region that has to expand so large because there's not enough 7A programs. That's why I think we'll keep this happening. Is Dallas area? Sure, go for it. But Houston, I think there's enough Cypress and the Woodlands and stuff like that. But the greater Austin area, if you only have 2 7A programs, that means they're traveling to Houston and Dallas. Or to play Reagan or Johnson, right? That's like their football area. So, Aaron, you told us that you want to rank your finals favorites group for 5A.
Yes.
And we're going to react to this, like a reaction video. Right?
All right.
Very excited.
I'm going to do the same way you did it. I'm going to start from the bottom.
You should. For reactions.
Yes.
Okay.
So...
Oh, he's laughing.
My bottom 3 is...
Oh, so you're just doing a neighborhood.
Actually, my bottom 4.
Oh, is this a neighborhood, or are you going to put it in order?
No, I'm putting it in order. I'm just saying it's...
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Much like Willie when he's like, oh, I've got a neighborhood of favorite.
I didn't even realize
sometimes they're too close.
But in 12th place, I have Leander. And
Jamil, you can reach Aaron Blackley. You know how to reach him? Woo! Wow. Okay.
Issue at the end of the day comes down to the screens, taking away from the performance of the students, and that is my biggest issue design-wise with that.
I will say, I watched Leander from the sideline at state marching contest, and I was to the side of the speakers, and they're a good band.
They're good, yeah.
But
if you sit in the 5th row, you're gonna have a bad time.
That's the problem. Like the speakers are right there, the screens. How do I say this the right way? Kids don't control the screen, so that's okay. I think the design of the screens was a box lower than the design of the actual show. I did not feel like the graphics used elevated the show. In fact, I think it took away from it.
It distracted.
The screens are a good idea, but I don't know that this was the right...
The way they used them.
Correct. All right, number 11.
Rouse.
Boy, you are just... He's just... All right, okay. You can reach Aaron Blackley. Wow.
I don't know. Like most years, Rouse shows really connect with me, and no doubt Rouse is an incredibly playing band.
And marching, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I don't know. Just this year, there wasn't I didn't get that same connection personally that I usually get from Rouse.
So when you're doing a show based on a transition between things, the liminal space, I can understand. It's a little more cerebral, I suppose. Not that you aren't smart enough. But it was probably meant to function on a level that would be hard to emotionally attach yourself to. So I can totally understand that from my point of view on that. But put them in 11th? Boy.
10th, I have Wakeland.
Okay.
It's just the kind of same thing.
Sure.
There really wasn't much emotional connection with the show. Like, no doubt they play and march really well.
Correct. Again, these are enjoyment, entertainment rankings.
Yes.
Remember that. Okay.
9th, I have Lebanon Trail.
I'm surprised you didn't put them last since you hate the Rite of Spring on the field.
Like I said, I think it's especially visually, I like it a lot.
Ooh, shout out Kevin Nix.
Yes. The arrangement was... It was a Rite of Spring arrangement.
It was a Rite of Spring. Now,
it did more things with it than most Rite of Spring shows do.
And this is a second arranger that you were going to infuriate. So, okay. Aaron Blackley.
Got Jack C. Hayes up next. I saw their show for the first time at Region 18, and I really enjoyed it. They were surprise state finalists, but I'm very glad they made it.
Dan Morrison Production. Send us some stickers.
And then, speaking of Dan Morrison Productions and Region 18, we had McCallum next.
Another
That's my
Dan
seventh.
Mo production.
Yes,
Shout out McCallum, the closest school to our studios. If you want to send us a sticker or some shirts or some mugs.
But yes, I really enjoyed their show. Alito was my sixth favorite.
Sonic Boom. Did they play the Guile sound effect from Street Fighter at all?
I don't think so.
Because that's his Sonic Boom. Okay, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, there was the Top Gun show, but I thought they did it really well.
All right, cool.
Better than a certain Ohio band a few years ago, in my opinion.
But not as good as the Robert E. Lee, that's what they were named, high school from Tyler, Texas, when I did a show. We called it Wingman.
I have not seen
anyway,
that one.
I should send you a link because it's the greatest Top Gun. Everybody's just fighting for second place compared to what I did. So,
Fifth place, I have Lone Star.
Lone Star, because you hate Journey. That's fine. That's fine.
I don't hate Journey. I just I think it's very jarring to have a Don't Stop Believing in a high school show.
I did a show called Journey Through the New World with Stony Point, where we mixed the music of Journey and New World Symphony. And it was incredible. All right.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was. Shout out Kathy Benford. She was at Stony Point. Anyway.
And then fourth place, this show was a slow burn on me throughout the season, but Cedar Park.
What did you say?
Cedar Park.
Oh, okay. Wait, you just changed it. You changed your accent. Cedar Park.
Cedar Park.
Not Cedar Park.
Cedar Park.
Cedar Park.
Cedar Park.
Cedar Park.
Cedar
This
Park.
is Cedar Park.
Yes. Anyway, wow. So you Listen is your fourth favorite show.
Yes, at the beginning of the year I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. But by Stain, I mean that they did what they always do. They just max it out, and I can't help but like it. I like how they incorporate the Into the Woods arrangement throughout the entire show. Then third place, I have Richland.
Ooh, the third dimension or fourth dimension? Is that what it's called?
I think so.
One of the dimensions.
But I remember watching it in prelims. That was the first time I saw it, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty good. I could see this in finals. Didn't really connect with me, but in finals when I was watching, I was like, oh, I love this. It's really good.
Last year were they in finals? String Theory or?
I think they made finals last year.
Remember? Okay, just a lot of band to remember.
But like the visual set design was really unique. The props, they weren't like on surface level. They didn't look like anything crazy, but like the way they used it and moved them throughout the show was really cool. And I really liked the music as well.
Ooh, top two. Here we go.
Second place, I have Argyle.
Yes.
It's one of those shows where it's like, it just is checking boxes, but it's checking boxes so well, and the music, it's beautifully arranged, performed amazingly, of course. It's Argyle we're talking about. They're always gonna, they're another one of those bands that always just max out their show at the end of the year.
Their visual program
is
really good.
They move better than most 6A bands, I would say, in Texas. First place, I have Burleson Centennial.
Remind us the show name.
Honestly,
it escapes me. I cannot remember their show name.
I really enjoyed it, and I've been a fan of the Burleson Centennial drumline ever since I first started getting into the indoor.
They're good. Yeah.
Back in the 2010s when I first started paying attention to that.
Back in the 2010s.
And I think this is the best they've ever done with bringing that indoor quality of the drum line onto the field and incorporating it well with the whole field setup, the guard, the winds. Just overall, it was a very enjoyable show, and happy for them to be in 5A again, so they continue to make
their reign of terror.
Yes.
Their reign of terror.
Reign of terror.
I'm trying to confirm. Yep. Was it the Golden Touch?
Yes, that was it.
The Golden Touch, a Jessica Glasgow production. Even without on purpose, we're apparently very big fans of the Jessica Glasgow productions. So shout out to her. Shout out to Burleson Centennial with your favorite show of 5A. I wanted to quickly shout out, I have it here as a hidden gem. Y'all were all talking some smack, and I say y'all, just the general y'all, about Barbers Hill High School. And I go, you know what? I have to check this show out. And F the haters, because I loved that show. All right. It was a Joker, Harley Quinn, Gotham City, Mad Love, like Amp's show kind of through a filter. They took some huge swings with the music selection. I couldn't even tell you the name of the songs. I just remember laughing because they're mixing pop, R&B, hip hop type stuff. Like,
it's very ambitious.
And I will, and you know what? I get tired of marching band a lot, and I will defend a group taking the biggest swings, even if it doesn't work. All right, take a swing. And these kids and that staff and whatever. And I think last year they did something similar. I can't remember. I looked it up, but the rep list was also very like pop heavy. I love the show. They were close to making finals too. I think they were 14th.
I think they were 13th actually.
Okay, they were one away.
I think so. They're 13th or 14th.
Wow. So shout out to the Barbers Hill, I'm going to assume barbershop, marching band.
Also, I do not remember the director's name, but do you remember where the director taught before Barbers Hill?
I do not.
He was the head director at Mineola, and before that, Queen City.
That's not... No, Jim Best is there now, right?
I'm not sure.
Mineola?
I don't know the name. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow.
But so that guy, he's been around the block.
Yeah, and he's was he the one that kind of built up Mineola to where they're maintained since?
Yes.
Shout out to that person and Barbers Hill. Love the show.
Especially with all the those bands moving up to 6A.
Yeah,
I definitely think they're going to be a mainstay for finals coming these next
That's
few
what
years.
We call a hidden gem, Willie. A hidden gem.
Hidden general thing.
All right. The biggest show of the year, one of the best finals ever.
I would say the best finals.
The best finals ever. I would be hard pressed to remember a better finals than what we just witnessed at the 50th Grand National Championships, Indianapolis, Indiana. Semifinals results. I didn't know that they had gone down to 1A. Were we all surprised when South Jones was listed as 1A, or did we all know this?
I heard whispers about it.
Yeah.
There are some rumors going around. They didn't compete at an BOA this year until Grand Nationals, so it was...
And was it last year when they went to Grand Nationals? They were 2A, right?
I think it was 2 years ago.
Or 2 years. They were 2A. So we just assumed they would be 2A again. But like in Texas, things shift. South Jones got first. Marion Catholic in second. Murray High School in third. When did Marion drop to 1A?
I think it was 2022 or 2021.
Wow, been that long. It got cut off. Who won music? South Jones, did they win music?
Yeah, it was us.
Well, but Marion won GE.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right. South Jones won music and visual. Marion won GE. Good for them, Marion Catholic. 2A, Arlington High School out of Tennessee. That won't be the last time we mentioned Tennessee. Took AA over what many of us thought would take AA, Jenison High School in Michigan. Morton High School out of Illinois getting third. Arlington swept all captions. Did you watch Arlington, Tennessee?
I missed them in prelims.
I missed them in prelims.
But in semis?
In semis. Sorry,
I missed them in semis.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. So we didn't get a chance to watch. Okay,
But I watched it in finals.
An
I watched their
exhibition.
An
exhibition.
And?
Yeah, I totally see why they won. I was able to catch Jenison in semis. So I don't know if especially since I hadn't seen their semis run.
You can't.
I can't say I expected it, but after seeing both bands perform that day, I definitely see why that happened.
Another reason why this is the greatest Nats finals ever. Even the exhibition bands were unbelievable.
Yeah, and their shows were...
South Jones. I did not expect that at all. Like
They closed the
we were
concert,
watching.
right? They closed the
I think so.
Yeah.
We watched it. We were like, "Oh my god!"
I remember
They're
judging
so
them
good.
at the BOA East Johnson or Johnson City or Johnson, wherever, in the barn, and they had this singer, and they also played trombone. I think it was just they found their identity, and it's like, this is really fun. Another band that's taking some swings out of the ordinary of just like marching and playing and blah blah blah. So really enjoyed them. 3A. Don't think this was a surprise. Blue Springs swept. Dobbins Bennett in second. Castle in third. Any surprise that was the ranking in semis for those three?
I mean, it was a pretty competitive Blue Springs winning was expected, but I think that a second to third could have been a number of bands, including Homestead. I think they were fourth in 3A.
Is that what it was? Okay. Now, we're just stating facts. The stream went down during announcements, and those on campus had gone to eat. And I was trying to get the results. I'm thinking, are they
I think
really
we
taking a long time?
we had one person.
We had one person,
there.
shout out to Keith, who said there was a 4-way tie for music. And now we communicate in a Slack group. And every time we get to results, somebody inevitably puts something that's ridiculous. You're like, oh, okay. Ha, they're joking. Like, oh, yeah, Crockett High School won. Let's pick on Dan. So it's like, okay, that doesn't make any sense. And then he's like, Blue Spring swept. It's like, well, that could be possible. And then we realized that, the stream's just not working for results. And lucky for us, Keith was giving us results. So I don't know that I fully grasped what had happened.
Yeah, that was like, I was like, no way that happened.
Correct.
But then we had friends who were also in the stadium.
Yeah,
and they were
and
telling the
they were
same thing. I was like,
I
no
re-
way 2 people just made that up.
I remember in our Airbnb when we saw the
Did you say Aaron B&B?
Airbnb?
No, Aaron.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
Yes,
Okay.
Aaron B. We were all downstairs
Because your last
and
names
then
are both Lees.
one of our friends was upstairs
Shout out to your friend.
in a bedroom, just sitting there, I guess scrolling through his phone or something. And out of nowhere, we just hear him yell, "What?" And it was a very muffled. It was so funny.
So Avon wins first, Flower Mound second, Carmel in third. To me, the biggest was, I thought Broken Arrow might have been in that mix. But then, this is where a continuation of the bonkeredness that started with BOA San Antonio getting a tie, because Flower Mound, Marcus, Avon, and Carmel all tied for best music in semis. No mention of Broken Arrow, which to me I think is a travesty. But I didn't watch them in semis, so I can't comment on should they have.
They were really good.
I honestly
in
thought they
semis.
should have won semis.
Yeah,
That was
they were really good.
So we had a 4-way tie in music, and then a 2-way tie in visual between. If I were to tell you 2 bands tied for visual at Grand Nationals, one of them would be Avon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Avon
One
was
of them
not.
would for sure.
yeah,
I remember
all season.
after we watched semis, we're like, oh yeah, we were thinking, we're like, oh yeah, that could easily, like, I don't know if that's gonna win music. Visual they have unlocked, not
Right.
even close.
No, I know all season we
Like,
said,
we
no
were like,
one's going to beat them visually.
Yeah, we're like, oh.
Do we
visually,
remember a time when Avon did not win a visual caption in semis or finals at Grand Nationals since they entered the big
It's
class?
probably happened a couple times.
Probably in the times when they weren't winning, right? That makes total sense. But like, I remember in 05 or 03, I don't know, when I went to Grand Nationals, and it was like Avon in 7th or 8th place, and they won visual. I'm like, what? Like, so this is, for them not to win visual is crazy. For a Texas band to win visual in semis, which has happened before.
That's worth more than any Eagle.
Yeah.
is worth more than
Carmel
any
and Flower Mound tied for visual in semis. I seem to remember in 03, because I remember it was a Texas sweep, and we were on our high horses in 03. It was Westfield, LD Bell, and Reagan won the 3 captions in 03 semis. I don't remember the order, but I think music was probably Westfield. I think GE was Reagan, and visual might have been LD Bell. Like, it was just the wildest thing. I don't know the odds of how that's happened since. It didn't happen in finals because that's when Avon won it. And then Avon wins GE. So we see GE carries a lot of weight, and they won prelims or semis. Now, we had said that we all agreed that we didn't think Flower Mound or Avon were going to go undefeated the whole season long. And we were proved correct because Flower Mound won prelims.
Yes.
So that means Avon's undefeated season ended.
And that wasn't even a panel thing. Avon was in the same panel as
Were they?
Flower Mound.
All right.
So
that was going to be my question.
it wasn't even a panel thing.
Perfect. It was a legitimate win. Then Avon wins semis, so Flower Mound's perfect season because I don't count them tying with Hebron as them losing. So then both of them 1-1. Like it's on. Here we go. Of course, we didn't know that until after finals. So our 12 finalists. We'll just go in performance order. Wando, Bentonville, William Mason, Dripping Springs, Marcus, Blue Springs, Avon, Carmel, Flower Mound, Broken Arrow, Ronald Reagan, and the Woodlands. How many did you get right, Willie?
I don't think I predict this.
You didn't predict the finalists? Maybe not on air, but what about you, Aaron?
I got 11 out of 12.
Yeah.
That was before. That was on the show when I made the predictions.
Yes.
I had Dobbins Bennett in.
I did too.
Over Wando.
I did too. But I didn't pick the 12th. Like I picked 11, and Dobbins Bennett was one of my 11. And then I go, could be Dripping Springs, could be Brownsburg, it could be Wando. So I won't take credit for that. But
And then after semis,
You
or
adjusted.
Jimmy's.
Oh.
I had missed Wando, so I did not have them in my rankings. However, my top 11 were the correct finalists.
Awesome. Huge finals. Yeah, so I mentioned this when we talked about BOA San Antonio. I'll mention it again. Guess who was in the top 6 when it was all said and done? The Ronald Reagan High School Marching Band. That's right. We ended up with Avon in first. Pauses for heart. Flower Mound in second. Carmel in third. Broken Arrow in fourth. The Woodlands in fifth. Reagan in sixth. Marcus in seventh. Blue Springs eighth. Dripping in ninth. Mason in 10th. Wando 11th. Bentonville 12th. We'll save our Texas homerism for a second. What stuck out to you as maybe a surprise, or you would have enjoyed this more, have this, or anything like that?
Marcus.
Yeah,
Marcus.
I
Getting
think
7.
Marcus was.
Marcus getting 7.
Yeah, Marcus was. That was insane.
Marcus was 5th at worst to me.
They were the only band out of anybody in finals to get 3 standing ovations before the show was even over.
Before the movements were even finished, people were.
The ballad got a standing ovation that lasted, I don't know, 35, 40 seconds.
Not that long. It felt that long.
It felt that long.
You're just kind of like in shock at just what you heard.
I'll spoil it for later, but I cannot think of a more musical moment in Grand National Finals history than that ending of the ballad by Marcus. Like, to me, that was, if you want to show someone what musical excellence at the highest level is, that's what you show them.
I think it could be rivaled by Marcus in 2021, maybe. The ballad for Marcus 2021.
I think one of our friends said that the Marcus ballad was, or Marcus in general, was the best musical performance they've ever seen. And they saw Marcus 2007.
Which is...
That's like the highest of bars.
Right. Mark, what was the name of that show? Is that one Botanica? No. 07.
Shoot.
Gods and Goddesses? Illuminaries?
It was not the Ladybug show.
Bugging Out?
It was not the Ladybug
That's
show.
Botanica. Doesn't. Somebody will write it in the comment section down below.
No, I think it was the Ladybug show.
That's Botanica.
Yeah, but
That was 08.
Was it?
Was it?
I thought it was
I think
07.
so. Oh, I don't know.
Because it wasn't at State. It was a...
It was in the late 2000s.
Yeah.
All right, 07. So yeah, I agree. Marcus, just otherworldly on there. I would have liked them higher on there. I'll talk about this later, but I have my favorites. Music, a tie, another tie. Carmel and Flower Mound. Agree, disagree? What are your thoughts?
I think that's totally fair.
I agree.
And if you look, third place was Marcus with a 19.475.
So they were on
the
the
Flower Mound's
0.025.
and Carmel's 19.5. So we were that close to
The Carmel score is interesting because in prelims they were part of that 4-way tie.
Correct.
or semis.
Semis. Sorry. Semis. They were part of that 4-way tie, and we did not think that they should have gotten that.
Yeah, that was a big shock.
That music, because their semis run was not the best musically. But finals, I don't know what happened. They were a completely different band. They locked in,
They just
and
that's exactly
they
what they
were
do.
incredible in finals.
Yeah, when they announced a tie, I was like, yeah.
Yeah,
Deserved.
it was because in semis we were like, "Oh, this doesn't really sound like Carmel." Like,
Yeah,
what's going on? And then finals, boom, there they are.
I will say if there was a 4-way tie in finals again for music, I would have said Flower Mound, Marcus, Broken Arrow in Carmel because I would have been fine with a 4-way tie of those 4 groups. To me, those were the 4. I enjoyed those 4 sounding bands the most out of there. Visual. Flower Mound High School, Texas wins their first visual
eagle.
caption in finals. This does not make. What is this world?
Yeah.
What is this world? Which I'm not going to go like, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's pretty deserved. They marched and they did the guard. Like,
Their finals performance was
incredible.
It was so good.
It was championship. You know what? I don't care. 20 years ago, the Ronald Reagan High School Marching Band was robbed of a Grand Nationals championship. Do you know who won in 2005? And do you know the name of the show? I didn't think so. All right. Doesn't matter. They're not, don't help. Don't help out. Every 10 years, every 5 years, 5, 10, 15, now 20, I reminisce. I still feel that pain. That should have been Ronald Reagan's first, some say second, Grand National Championship, 03. And you know what? It happened again. It happened again.
I think they got robbed. I think they got robbed as well.
Now, this is our Texas homerism coming out. But You win music and visual, and then I understand you give GE to Avon. They won GE,
And we thought it would be opposite. We thought Flower Mound, if anything, they would win effect.
I agree. I thought Avon would win visual, Flower Mound would win effect, and even if Flower Mound won by the tiniest tenth of a whatever, doesn't matter. Does not matter. So do we disagree with that?
I definitely, the way I would put it is that I am not upset that Avon won. I just do not agree with the captions which they won and by how much they won.
I'm gonna say what parents always say when they're actually mad. I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
You know what? I have friends and they'll message me. I don't care. I am mad.
You could feel the vibe from the stadium too. Like after Flower Mound performed, everyone was like, "Oh yeah."
There was like near unanimous.
Yeah, it was like unanimous from like everybody that you would like turn to, and they'd be like,
Midwest friends kind of were like, "Okay,
yep."
Like,
and I have a little not announcement, but a new thing. Like people always, like your Mount Rushmore of shows.
Sure.
I would like to add Flower Mound 25 on that Mount Rushmore. It is one of my favorite shows I've ever seen.
Who are the other three? Go now.
Leander 19, Carmel 23.
Oh, hold on. That was
Broken Arrow
Radioactive.
2012.
Was 23 Serenity? What was 23?
Tarpon 14.
23 was when they did
Carmel.
They did
Prophecy.
Prophecy. It was Prophecy with Jeremiah Symphony and
Radioactive. What's the third one? You only get 4. So what's the third? So Flower Mound, and then
Tarpon
what's the third?
14.
Man versus Machine. Okay, that's a solid top 4. Wouldn't be mine, but we'll save that for another episode.
And there was I'm not going to say who it was, but there is a judge, a Bands of America judge, that stated that is the greatest high school show that they have ever seen. I'm not going to say who it was.
I will.
But
It's tough for me because I was there live for The Edge of Eternity, right? Mm-hmm. I remember Surreality from Flower. Like, I don't even know that this is Flower Mound, my favorite Flower Mound show. They've had such bangers since they like burst onto the scene, but it's hard to deny that this was the best show and performance of the year. Sorry, I'm just going to be a Texas homer. Mm-hmm. Y'all have my number that want to complain. It's okay.
I want to put Edge of Eternity on that Mount Rushmore too. If there were 5 spots, Edge of Eternity.
Well, that's not how a Mount Rushmore. You could do a starting 5 like a basketball.
Well, it's
team.
my Mount Rushmore, and there's 5 on that. Mount Rushmore.
Boy, you sound just like the current person in the Oval Office right now. Why don't we just put 5 up there?
I mean, Edge of Eternity.
The way I would say it is, I got 5 on it.
That record,
boom.
Edge of Eternity's record deserves to stand for another 10 years.
I at that, I think Cavaliers' record should have stayed all the way until the Blue Devils broke it, because there's no way the Zone deserved to break that. But shout out to Wes Sullivan and the Cadets.
I agree.
All right, I ranked my 12 final favorites.
Oh boy.
And I'm going to tell you right after that, you're going to be shocked. I'm just telling you right now, you're going to be shocked.
I don't think
there was not a show I disliked
in
in finals. So
correct, I agree, but somebody has to be 12th place.
Yes,
we were like 4 bands in. My girlfriend was sitting next to me, and she was crying during one of the shows. And I was like, "Yeah, we haven't reached top half yet." She was like, "We're not at top half yet."
It was really good, really good. 12th place, Wando. This is again enjoyment, entertainment. This is just my personal favorites. 12th place was Wando. 11th place, William Mason. Man, they sure can play. They've always been able to play. 10th, Apologies, Texas, the Woodlands. But for very similar reasons why I said it last week, I'm ready for them to move on to the next iteration of what it is they've been doing. Number 9th, Bentonville. Enjoyed the show. Real fun. Not my favorite of like the last few years that we've seen from them, though. But definitely worthy of being in Grand National Finals. I know I defended them, but someone's got to get 8th, and that's the Ronald Reagan High School Marching Band. Again, if you didn't watch me last week, I said I'm ready for Ronald Reagan to also kind of evolve into the next iteration of the Reagan Band. Not saying we need to change design team, absolutely not. I think Aaron Guidry continues to be the most creative music arranger in pageantry. But let's zig. We've been zagging. Number 7, Dripping Springs. I liked it a lot more at Grand Nationals. I think maybe as it's progressed, it's got better, it's got cleaner, it's got more confident. Dripping Springs is my number 7th. I'm going to get emails. Number 6, Avon. It's my least favorite championship show from them. And I will admit there is a little bit of bitterness from them being named the champion, but that not enough to put them over. And this is where I think y'all are going to be shocked.
This is why I was like raising my eyebrows.
Blue Springs is my 5th favorite show. After all the harumphing I did all season long, I go, you know what? I'm going to give it a chance. And it's a very well designed.
After we saw it in prelims, almost every single gripe that we had with it in the beginning of the season completely went away. It's a really good show. It's really good.
I didn't particularly get wowed by the ending. Like some of y'all, like, oh, the ending, it's amazing. I was like, okay, it's fine.
It's better with an ending. I will say that.
Yes.
Well, yes, you do need an ending. But you know what? To that point, though, it does sound like, oh, just do this. Like to me, it wasn't. But it was a callback. I get it. I don't know. It just didn't. It didn't tie it up in a bow. Now, it doesn't mean that they would have jumped another slot if the ending had hit better. But you know what?
The visual design of that show is unbelievable.
I think it was by far the best visual design.
I will agree with you. Visual. I'm usually a music person first, but in this case, visual drove that entire show, and that's the reason why I have them in top 5.
That was so good.
Apologies, Texas. Flower Mountain 4th. My 4th favorite show of the night. I'm telling you, it's all going to wow you. I'm shocking. Love the show. Love the show.
There's one band that you haven't said yet.
One sound?
I'm very, very concerned about.
Number 3.
Concerned.
Carmel High School. Number 3.
That's the band.
That's why I thought you were thinking of.
Now, I look, Oreo. I thought the show was amazing. I was expecting. I said it. I don't know if I actually made it to air or if I cut it. I was concerned of the Carmel High School band playing not only Spanish Latin music, but one of my favorite wind works of all time, the Rodrigo and their ballad. And they played the snot out of it in finals. I felt the emotion of it. I loved the uniforms, their first show-specific uniform ever, right? Didn't like the back props to me. It looked very...
AI generated.
It didn't look befitting of the Carmel High School band and this particular show. They could have just done the bull gates or whatever. Would have been fine. I could have done without
the backdrops didn't add anything, and I could tell that they were AI generated, which I do have.
My
if they're not, Aaron Blackley's the one that said
yes.
that.
My girlfriend.
They looked AI generated.
My girlfriend said she felt offended by that show
because they dress like bulls. Is that what it is?
No, she's just like, I feel. I'm offended by that show.
Is she brown like me?
Yes. She was like, I
will say, and I made a note, they did not play the Stan Kitten version of Malagueña. All Salcedo did was take the original musical material that does not need copyright approval because it's public domain, long since public domain, and made a whole thing out of it. And I loved it.
I'll say I did like the closer quite a bit.
So good.
I did like
so
the closer.
Well done. I don't know which show surprised me more at the end by liking it, Carmel or Blue Springs. Probably Blue Springs because I've been so openly not a fan of it. But Carmel was right there for me, like going, all right, I'll give you the benefit, but I'm very cautious. All right. Carmel was 3rd, which means 2nd. Apologies to my great state of Texas. Marcus, I put you in 2nd place. They play amazing. The show's amazing. And it took the wildest Broken Arrow show that I've seen in a long time. I loved that Broken Arrow show.
Yeah.
If a non-Flower Mound band had to win, I would have liked it to have been Broken Arrow. I would have even taken Carmel to win. Wouldn't have been as happy about it. Marcus, I would have been like, yeah, okay, I'll take it. But to me, Flower Mound and Flower Mound and Broken Arrow, those were the shows. And Broken Arrow I was so floored. I loved it.
Yeah, that was another slow burn for me.
Yes.
I wasn't huge on it when I saw it for the St. Louis stream. But yeah, Nats, especially seeing it in person, I was like, oh, I get it now. And that ballad.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like the same motif over and over again.
Correct.
And
how do you write such an effective ballad with only like 3 notes?
Yeah, and
how do you do that?
I think there is a certain California-based drum corps that could take notes on arranging
on utilization
motifs.
of musical motifs.
Yes.
I agree, and it sticks with you. Like, I mean, I imagine plenty of people from the stands Googled that song and is now listening to it.
It was one of my favorites of the year.
Isn't Sufjan Stevens? Isn't he involved in the making of that?
Not the ballad.
Oh, not the ballad. Okay.
The ballad was "Tomorrow" by a group called Miners.
Okay.
Yeah, that I tend to look at things and listen to things and rank things off of music first. To me, music drives the visual, as one should. But to me, I saw that Broken Arrow show and go, that's my favorite show of the night. Loved it. Who's your favorite, Aaron?
Marcus.
Solid, my number 2. Who's your favorite?
I mean, I have a top 3. Third, Blue Spring. Second, Broken Arrow. First, Flower Mound.
Yeah, that's dope. And that's what you want from a panel of critics.
I'm not one.
Or haters, as you might say.
I'm not one to get emotional over marching band shows.
You say that, and then you tell me you cry. I don't believe you. Didn't you cry at State?
I've been to plenty of contests with this guy.
I don't really. I haven't cried since 2021.
Or it was you?
No, 2021.
No, I cry pretty often.
This goes back to San Antonio. At San Antonio, not just during the show, but after the show, I cried for Flower Mound. San Antonio finals.
Did you cry for Marcus wasn't at San Antonio.
After the show, about 20 seconds after the show ended, I broke down in tears because of what I just saw, because their finals performance is the greatest performance I've ever seen in the Alamo Dome. That's including Secret World, that's including Pinstripe, that's including Odyssey FM.
Oh, man.
That specific performance. And a bunch of people that weren't there in person are going to say, "Are you kidding me? You can't say that."
Man, I don't know. Pinstriped State finals.
It was incredible.
To me
it was incredible.
I was on the sideline, so very different than being.
It was very good.
But see, this. I hope everyone can feel or hear or like we are very passionate about this stuff. I mean, we are all passionate about different things.
I cried like.
And
3 or 4 times.
I cried during the Broken Arrow ballad as well, like in finals. It was so good.
Yeah.
The first time I cried was honestly, I was sitting so close to the front. It was just after Wando's show, seeing like the reaction of the kids. And that's another thing I want to say about finals and why it was so insane, is that at any competition, Grand Nats especially, like nerves, those are very tough to deal with. So inevitably you're going to get bands that are going to have a weaker finals run than they had a semis run. That was not the case. I think relative to the semis performance, I think the weakest run was Blue Springs, but it was like on par, and their semis performance was really good. Everyone else had a better run.
Yeah, I had that discussion with a friend. I go, it sucks because a lot of times in marching band, especially, the semifinals run's usually the strongest one because you're asking kids to do something that they haven't done all year and play 3 times, and you're asking kids not from the Midwest to travel and all that. Like you're just asking for stuff, and so inevitably you don't get it. But then a band like Broken Arrow comes out and does The Edge of Return. You're like, well, yeah. But all of these bands, like I don't know that you could go back and go, could you have done way better than what you did? Maybe some spots here and there, but yeah, I was very, very. Yeah, I loved it.
That was the big caveat for all the tears. Like it was, I don't know, there were like 3 bands left, but then after like the Broken Arrow ballad, it was tears because of the ballad, but it was also because me realizing that this is the greatest finals that I've ever. I was like, all of these performances are better than they were in the semis. All of them are so good. The groups are so strong, and everyone's having their best run on the most important night that they could have that best run, which made me very emotional.
A finals worthy of the Bands of America 50th anniversary, as someone has said before online. So, of course, we have to go to what were these judges thinking? Not always negative, but it might be just like asking questions. Willie B printed out his patented recaps in ordinal, or gave us the order of all this kind of stuff. Aside from naming the wrong champion. What were those judges thinking? Willie, what do you got?
I mean, I have stuff, but we're going to save it for another
okay,
day.
But
just
anything
in general.
specific about this?
Specific? I mean...
It's wild to me, if you look at it, like, it makes sense. Flower Mound and Carmel won music. And then Marcus was third, all the way from the quote-unquote bottom half. Avon in fourth, Broken Arrow in fifth. I don't necessarily agree with... I would have put Broken Arrow above Avon, personally. But they got fifth, and Avon was third, fourth. So
I think my biggest what were the judges thinking of the finals recap is specifically the GE music judges for Marcus. They got 8th and 5th, 7th overall. I think that is unbelievably wild.
Correct.
I do not understand how you can watch that show and not be like... There were 3 standing ovations.
Correct.
After the timpani solo, after the ballad,
Yep.
and at the end of the show.
I don't... If you give him Marcus, if one of the music GE 1 or 2, even third, I would have been like, yeah, makes total sense. And again, it goes back to Marcus was in the bottom half and in a super regional Grand National Finals thing, even though they don't need that much time, there's like an hour between the last band and the announcement of scores. You have to lock your scores after the first 6.
Okay, but then you go over to the music performance captions. They were still close to the top.
Yeah.
That's what's surprising to me. Like if it was
First, third.
if it was more unanimous between the two
Yes.
captions, I'd be like, okay, I disagree, but I understand with the way that the judging system works that it is hard to make that jump.
You bring a valid point. If you are in general effect music and you are taking execution into, and which I think more often than not, most band director judges of music general effect are basically another ensemble tape. And so they're always about execution. And that's their first and almost their last thing that they do on GE. To see Marcus getting first and third in individual and ensemble, and then 8th and 5th, like, well, wait a minute, like that's from execution or effect. Marcus is not 8th place; they're not even 5th place, which the other music GE judge. So I would agree with that gripe. I think Woodlands. I believe Marcus was 5th place overall, at worst. That's how I would have done it. I think. Yeah. When I look at the recap, and you can see the recap on Marching Music for All, it's interesting to see, again, that Flower Mound wins the visual caption by 0.05, which I'll buy. I'll allow it. Flower Mound ties music with Carmel, and they're a full point over Avon. I think that gap should have been more. And then in visual, Flower Mound is 19.725, Avon 19.675, so 0.050.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Oh, no, that was visual, not
Yeah,
visual
but
GE.
you mentioned visual, then music, and then you just mentioned visual again.
Okay. I meant visual GE at the beginning. Sorry, the first one I mentioned
see.
was visual GE, and now visual. And then music GE2, I'm skipping, Avon 19.5, Flower Mound 19.4. I disagree, but I'll allow it, but I don't think it was that big of a gap. Go back to 0.05. GE Music 1, 19.75 for Avon, 19.55 for Flower Mound. This is the same judge that put Marcus in 8th place. 8th place. 0.2, that matches the largest gap between Flower Mound and Avon, but Flower Mound was 19.8 over 19.6 visual individual. Did that call the contest? Or it definitely...
It would have, yes. Or not
It was
entirely.
close. It would have made it like 0.1 difference.
Instead of 0.2.
If he just moved it down to...
Right.
Like,
I wouldn't say it called the show, but it definitely made the gap as big as it was.
Yeah. 0.2. Now I'm all for making a call and all this other stuff, so I totally support the idea of having a gap that big, but not not that gap, not that caption, not those two groups. And in taken in a vacuum, I would still hate it. But you add to the fact that judge put Marcus in 8th, 18.6 in Music GE. I'm sorry. What was that judge thinking? And I know who that judge is, and I know that person. And if they would like to message me, I understand. But I'm just going off of the scores that were on here. And there's just, somebody reached out to me and said, if I was judging Music General Effect, what would you have given them? I'm like, I think Flower Mound's like a 19.9. Like if I was looking at content versus achievement, content's not a 20, but it's 19.9, achievement 19.8, 19.85. Like we are talking high. I don't think Avon's number needs to drop from a 19.75. I just think Flower Mound's a 19.80 or 19.85.
That show is super effective. It's really, really
No, then
good.
that finals performance, it was like, I remember like we were trying to listen for mistakes, especially in the opener.
The opener was, we like after the show, we were like, that was like,
It was
perfect, right? And everyone was like, yeah, that was basically flawless. Everything was perfect.
And when you watch that show, I mean, they come out like right out the brass, just comes out there. And I think when those kids nailed it, it was like, oh, here we go. Like we're gonna take this.
And I could sense everyone, like once they like, and the Flower Mound High School, and everyone went,
Yeah.
and to like listen for everything.
Yes, absolutely. I can't get in the minds of these music general effect judges. I
But
won't
you can
pretend
ask
to.
what they were thinking.
I can ask what they were thinking, but I'll tell you what I was thinking. And this is just because I give positives to Flower Mound does not mean that these are negatives for Avon. All right, so let's put this out there. Flower Mound's source material, then masterfully arranged for the field. They played a wind ensemble piece on the field, and they had thick chords and thick harmonies and stuff that other bands will do. I'm not saying what they did was unique, but the way they crafted that music book took a little bit more of sophistication to get. I don't think it is a first time. You can't get it in the first viewing, first listening. You can't, maybe got to get in the second listening. I think some of these other shows, you only need one or two listens and you got it. Flower Mound to me was one of the few, and there are multiple, but one of the few that you will find and hear and need to acknowledge and reward something on a third listen. It's just that good. But I think it might have been over the heads of some judges that they've encountered over the season. There's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
It's a lot to take
It
in.
just goes over their heads. It'll just go over your heads.
Go through their ears.
It'll just go over your heads.
And again, that is not a negative about any other group.
Other than the judges.
I just, I would be interested. I don't think anybody would want to have a conversation about it, but it would be like, I would go like, so what were you thinking? Right? Like, I shouldn't say anymore. I've said a lot about that.
Oh, you have something for San Antonio?
What was that finalist music ensemble judge thinking in San Antonio?
What'd they do?
He put Hebron first, 19.5. Don't disagree with that.
I'll allow it.
Flower Mound fourth, 19.
That's right. That is
half
correct.
a point in one sub caption.
That called the tie.
That called the tie. And I disagree heavily.
Yeah,
That's so bad. That's so bad. That's really bad.
yeah. I Hebron is a monster. They play a march like
Yes.
crazy, and their book has been consistently since COVID.
Like
the hardest shows in the world.
They
But
deserve to win music, yes. But
from
by
and I know
that
this is music ensemble.
much-
Flower Mound played like an amazing ensemble. I don't buy a 0.5 difference between the two of them. I agree.
And they put them 0.2 below Cedar Park. And Cedar Park's finals run, not to knock out, they had a lot of like phasing issues and some like ensemble togetherness moments
Yeah.
that Flower Mound just didn't have. They were almost flawless.
It is
musically.
I'm not a fan of just going 0.1, but Hebron 19.5, Vandergrift 19.4, Cedar Park 19.2, Flower Mound 19. You didn't think they were good enough to be 19.3.
I guess it just went over his head.
Their head. We don't know if I don't know if the judge was a male or female, so we'll say.
I do.
We won't mention their name. I don't want to get emails from them either.
I mean, I would.
That would be Willie B. Bradfield.
I would mention the name.
You could look it up on the website.
Yeah, look them up on the website. This isn't a more of a Hebron thing. It's more of a Flower Mound being that far below.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I am going to say that's a judge issue.
Yes.
It's or what do y'all say? It's a skill issue.
Skill issue.
It's a
judging skill
It's a
issue.
judging skill issue. It may surprise y'all. It may surprise you, unless you're in California, to know that band's not over. For a few years, it used to be Florida and California, but recently, Florida moved their schedules, so their state championships were the same Saturday as Grand Nationals. I've judged state championships in Florida on the same day as Grand Nationals before. So, California has their state championships. There are multiple circuits in the state of California because they're so long. Saturday, we have the Southern California Schools Band and Orchestra Association State Championship. Shout out to Golden Valley High School, who I write for. And then it's a 2-day event because in the state of California, you're a bunch of heathens and you can have marching band on Sunday. We can't down here.
Disgusting.
Yeah. What are y'all thinking? How can we have WGI? Because it's not a UIL event, right? Is that what it is? Like, we can't have UIL events on Sunday. But WGI is allowed to have finals because it's an extracurricular. Like, it's really, there's no color guard UIL thing. Regardless, WBA, Western Band Association, is a Saturday-Sunday event. What do we know about who are the big dogs in SCSBOA? Because I know a bunch of names. Where's Ayala at? WBA?
Yeah,
Where's Vista Murrieta at?
they're WBA. Vista Murrieta is not attending any of them this year.
But if they were,
they would be WBA.
What about the Clovis schools that Keith Poulon used to be at?
WBA.
So is it fair to say that most of the bands that we are familiar with on a national scale tend to be WBA? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think Arcadia is one of the bigger bands still in
I've heard of them.
CSBC.
Yeah. Okay.
SCSBOA.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So who's gonna win? So is Arcadia gonna win? I don't know enough about SCSBOA.
Yeah, I haven't been following it as closely.
Gotcha. But what about WBA?
I think it'll be interesting. I know this past weekend they have the regional. WBA has the North Championships and the Southern.
Oh wait, WBA might have. Yeah. SCBA canceled all their events because of weather.
Yeah, and the Southern WBA Championship that was canceled as well.
Gotcha.
But the Northern one went through, and James Logan dominated that.
James Logan, another group that. Okay.
They were, I think it was 4 points ahead of Homestead, who's a very solid California band themselves. So
Homestead, California, not Homestead, Indiana.
So I think it'll be a fight between Ayala and James Logan for WBA.
You heard it here first. And that would be the end of band, right? I mean, does Hawaii go on for a few more weeks, or?
I think they really just have festivals throughout the year.
Kenai, they got a state championship coming up. Shout out to Kenai.
Kenai Central.
I thought it was Kenai until they said it. I was like, oh, Kenai, like a keen eye. Mm-hmm. That's this weekend in band. Well, it's the last national top 15 for the year, unless you want to include the California bands next weekend. No offense if we don't. No offense intended. We did not send all of the bands. We did not see Tarpon Springs in Grand Nationals. Who were some of the... there was no Burns. There was no... Who were some of the national programs that didn't go up there besides Texas Bands and Tarpon? I could be forgetting people. I mean, we didn't have a Vista Murrieta. We didn't have an Ayala. American Fork. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think all of our non-Texas groups that have been on our top 15 throughout the season, all of them were at Nats except Tarpon Springs.
Gotcha. All right. I'm ready. This is these two national top 15. I love to react. Let's hear it.
You want to do me odd, you even?
Yeah, let's do that.
Actually, no, you do odd because of one.
Oh my God, I'm very excited about this. Boy. Oh, you're setting me up.
Yeah.
Am I going to get more messages and emails from certain bands? Here we go.
It was a contentious ranking for us.
Oh! Now, would you say, is it, never mind, just continue.
We argued a little bit.
Oh!
We argued a little bit.
At Pluckers beforehand?
No.
Okay.
We just texted.
Thank you.
15th, Vista Ridge.
Ooh. On the strength of their playing, I agree.
14th, we have Rouse.
I would agree.
13th, Blue Springs.
I don't know, that's pretty low. To play back the first time.
Wait, isn't it like in our first rankings of the week we had Blue Springs like 13 or something?
Basically, until St. Louis, we had them like top 6.
And I was like, how dare you? And now I'm like, how dare you? 13?
I don't like that either. 12th, we have Cedar Park.
You have like one of the best playing bands and one of the most like visually, that's
And
great.
11th, Ronald Reagan.
I need to find out who you have above them, but it
it's
seems a little low to me.
Aaron's gonna have to explain it a little bit because I'm not gonna explain it.
All right.
10th, we have Pearland.
Nope. I would put Reagan over. Did Reagan beat Pearland State?
No. Or yes. At
but
San Antonio,
Pearland
though.
beat Reagan at San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see it. Sorry. I'm sorry, Pearland. I'd put Reagan
That's
over.
fine. 9th, Marcus.
It's too low. I think it sounds too low.
Yeah, and this is the one where it's like, but like Reagan beat Marcus at Nats, but we have Marcus 2 spots above him.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's messy.
It's messy. Like if you like, there's definitely gonna be people who be like, but they beat them.
Yes.
But it's more of a, we don't agree with the judges.
Whoa! Did you just? Okay, continue. I think you did.
Oh.
Okay.
That's you.
Yeah. 8th, we have Woodlands.
It's a little high for me.
That's fair. 7th, Vandergrift.
Okay.
6th, we have Tarpon Springs.
Somebody said on the internet that they thought Tarpon, if they had gone to nationals, they would have pulverized everyone.
I wouldn't say not this year.
I disagree.
Last year, if they had 2 more weeks.
Yeah. Oh, if they didn't have the hurricane,
If they didn't have the
probably
hurricane,
would've won
2 more
Grand
weeks.
Nationals.
Yeah, the Hurricanes always come on the
On a
Nats
state
years.
year?
On the Nats
Oh, Nats year, sorry.
5th, Broken Arrow.
Kind of have to.
4th, we have Carmel.
Wow. I was wondering where you were going to put them. Not them, Carmel, but.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to imagine number 3 is.
3rd is Hebron.
I know what I want you to do, but I'm also not sure I want you to do what I want you to do.
Number 2, I'm overriding it.
Oh my God, you did it!
Avon number 2. I don't care. I don't care. Avon's number 2.
Avon number 2. I'm okay with that.
And I had it. I had it right here. It said Flower Mound number 2. I scratched it just now putting
wait,
Avon.
is that what y'all had? So you made a game time
I made
decision?
a game time decision.
I'm okay with
Because
that.
we were both like, we put Mark, but because he was like, I'm putting Marcus over Reagan. I'm like, but, oh well, yeah. I mean, yeah, we'll do it. Why not? And then we were like, but I want to put Flower Mound over Avon. And then he was like, I don't know. And so we just put him.
Ooh, man.
Yeah,
And then
I love it.
Number 1.
Avon. Or sorry. I need to not read.
I put
Flower Mound.
I put in little asterisks. I put
Yes,
Flower Mound.
Flower Mound.
And number
Wow.
Flower Mound
what
number
an
1.
episode. If
Flower
there's
Mound
an
number
episode to infuriate people, it's this one.
1. Yep. Prepare for all the comments.
But they beat him. But you. What do you think the comments be like? Number 1, stupid Texas homers.
Never rank again.
Never rank again. How dare you speak ill of that? The kids worked really hard. Yeah, we acknowledge all of that. Let's see, what else?
There has to be something about clowns.
Least favorite championship show ever. Blah blah blah. What else? What else are you gonna throw at me?
I mean, there's like, these are the worst rankings I've ever seen.
These 3 haters and all their negative energy. What do they do? What do these guys have done in marching? Look me up, brah. In the words of Kurt Signity. I don't know, what's that Indiana
Google
coach?
me, I win.
Google me. I win. I mean, I've never won. I mean, if the rightful band had won in 2005, I would have a different stories to say, but
Yeah.
that's amazing. That's amazing. What an amazing episode. We're not done yet, but what an amazing episode to close an amazing season. I'm very excited about what this means for us as we move forward. This isn't a commitment on air, but because I feel like now we're hitting a groove. We got the set. We're getting things better. We're going to get the angles working. Eventually, I'll have stuff in the back. Hopefully, I can win a raffle or 2 so I can get some cool band props. If you want to send us your props, we'll put them around. We only have a 9-foot ceiling, so we can't take a 12-foot eyeball Cedar Ridge, but that would be fun. if we could have, if we had some ceilings. We haven't done this in a while, but at least for me, one album, but for Aaron, 2 albums were released in the last week.
I actually had 3 others I also wanted to briefly mention.
Okay, well then we'll save the one that you and I both want to talk about for the end. In the stands today, did Willie listen to these 5 albums?
I did today.
You listened to the 2 of that we talked about ahead of time.
Okay, all right. So do your brief ones first, not the ones about the gato. All right, in the stands, Aaron Blackley.
So yes, I try to stay tapped in to music.
Yes, you do. As you text.
And marching band season was very busy for me, obviously. So
as just like the Texas bands guys, you were retired from band, but still busy.
But during the travel time, I took advantage of that time and listened to a bunch of the albums that I missed. And I wanted to mention 3 really quick, different genres, just to give a little bit of
That's what we like.
some diversity. I have Not For Radio, also known as Maria from the Marias. She released her solo album Melt I think it was about a month ago.
Okay.
It's really cool. One of my favorite pop albums of the year.
So it's a pop
Yes.
album? Okay.
Like a dream pop kind of.
Like Glass Animals Dream Pop? It's fine. It was called Dreamland. That's why I said it. Anyway.
And then next I have a very like shoegazy, alt country, slowcore. Shoegaze. Yeah.
Anyway.
Shallow Water. They're a band out of Texas. God's Gonna Give You $1 Million. Slowcore is a very just kind of like they just draw out the song structure. So there's going to be like a lot of 8-minute songs, and the builds happen at the end, and they're glorious. Especially on this album, I enjoyed it a lot. And moving into the realm of hip hop, but not hip hop like it's really been done before. I have Danny Brown with Stardust. He collaborated with a lot of electronic artists, hyper pop adjacent, kind of that world, and just created I was listening to interviews, and he was talking about how like some of the artists he reached out to is like, hey, I want you to make a beat for me. They like try to make like a hip hop beat. And it's like, no, I want what you work with, and I want to rap over that.
That's cool.
I did listen to that one too.
Okay.
It was
It's
crazy.
really fun.
What's the name of the album?
Stardust.
Stardust. Oh, you said Danny Brown Stardust. That's right. Okay. Oh, well, now I'm gonna have to put these on my dog walking playlist so I can listen to them while I walk my dog, my real dog. It's like not a euphemism or
I don't know
anything.
if you're gonna want to walk your dog while listening to that.
Like Brown Dog?
If we could get a round rock dog, a puff, just one. We'll take one, just one. Speaking of dogs and cats, what's the next one? I want to hear you how to pronounce this word, by the way.
It's a Louse.
I would say
Louse the
Louse. Louse the cat.
Very, very interesting artist. He's almost he moves like MF Doom, where you don't really know anything about him. He has like a social media account for his music.
Yeah.
He released his first like a 20-minute project in 2018. Didn't post after that, and then like a month ago he's like, new album. It's
like Kendrick, who only posted this like new song drops, and like those are the only posts.
Except it's 7 years, even longer than Kendrick's 5-year break.
Wow.
But
so not quite as long as Frank Ocean.
no, he has actually Louse the Cat has actually come out of the woodworks.
Gotcha.
But it's just I was a little skeptical going into it. I was like, oh, it's a concept album about a cat.
Oh, okay, all right.
And
this person's cat, or just a general cat?
the person is the cat.
Oh, okay.
That's the character they're playing, and they have like all these characters. Like there's a tree wizard, and it's just like the pitch is like, this is going to be really corny, and there are points where it does get corny, but it is very, very moving. There's like a 10-minute song, or this album is The Mocking Star. And it's just like, it's this crazy adventure where like the cat eventually, I think he ends up climbing on the moon, but then falls off, and it's like goes through all these deep themes. I also listened to the 20-minute project from 2018 because it's like kind of like a prequel.
Okay.
There's lots of like themes of addiction, loneliness.
Pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's
For an album about being a cat.
yes. No, it is like it's the strangest pitch, but then like you get into it and like the production right off the bat, it's just very like you have marimbas.
It's like very. You think of like like the early like jazz rap, like normal jazz rap, but like make it more smooth and R&B ish and
yeah, there's
experimental instruments. And
there's like the title track, which is like 10 and a half minutes long. It's like this whole like it starts out sounding like the rest of the album before it, but then like it starts getting like really experimental, a little glitchy, but like there's a big thing that people like to talk about. I think it gets a bit of unfair hate, theater kid music, where it's just kind of like wild, very storytelling based aesthetics, especially like in person.
I love that.
Very over the top, but like this is definitely theater kid music, but is like the highest form.
So you say it as a compliment.
Yes.
Yeah.
But the poeticism of the artist Lost the Cat is incredible. Like he doesn't like switch up his flow very much, but like you just get kind of like sucked into his delivery. And something that I've noticed with him more than most, basically any other rapper, his use of alliteration is so intentional, and it sticks with you. Mm-hmm. And it's just, you kind of just get like lost in it, and you just I was trying to stay awake, not because I was bored of the album. I was on the plane, so that it's easy to fall asleep on the plane. Yeah. But it's just kind of like you're kind of like getting hypnotized for an hour. That's what it's like listening to the album.
If you had to pick one track for someone to listen to so that they could like decide whether or not they're going to listen to the album.
But I have one that I want. I need to pull up the track list.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and pull up the track list.
Pull up my
on your Android. So we'll be here for another 30 minutes while he green bubbles it.
All right. I would say the best.
Oh, here we go.
It's not my favorite song, but I think if you want to get a taste of what you're in for, I would say IDWGAJ.
Oh, I Don't Want to Get a Job?
Yeah. That's what it stands
for. I don't want to get a job.
I like Keep On Walking.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one to...
Yeah.
I will listen to both of those songs and then let you know what I think. So if you... screw it. Let's just start our gem rating. How many gems do you give that album?
What, is it for, like, is it on a 5 gem rating? Put like a graphic up where it's like diamonds.
We'll do 5 gems. 5 gem on a 5 gem rating. You can use quarters if you want. Also,
I'd say 4.5.
Woo, 4.5 gems.
Yes, I would say about that too. Yeah,
that's high praise. Mm-hmm. That is high praise, especially when I want to find out how that would compare to what I think is not just the album of the year. It's Rosalia's Lux or Lux, however you want to do it. I don't know that I can say anything that plenty of critics have been writing and saying about it, but I think you said it's a masterpiece.
Yeah, it's a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece. It's a masterpiece. I've listened to that album 3 or 4 times all the way through since it released. Like I just put it on, and it's just phenomenal.
And it's like it's what Jacob Collier thinks he's doing. Just like these influences from all these different genres.
Shut it down. She should put that on her album.
Yeah, the emphasis on the orchestral arrangements.
Oh my god!
And I haven't listened to her earlier stuff, but like
I've listened to her. It's crazy. Each album takes on a different.
It's completely
persona.
different. Yeah.
So like she had her flamenco album, and it's just.
There was one song where there's like trumpets in the background. They're soft trumpets, and they sound like the new MuseScore sound font trumpets. But like they're used as like a weird hypnotization.
What's interesting
thing.
is I thought you were going to mention this, but like the bass clarinet, the timpani stuff, it sounds like somebody's. It doesn't sound like a synth. Mm-hmm. It sounds like somebody's because the bass clarinet has a very specific sound, and it sounds like a bass clarinet.
Yeah.
And the timpani and the high range of the timpani sounds like it is. That Jacob Collier comment is amazing to me because it is an album, and there are very few in my mind as a fan of music. It's an unskippable track album. Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't go like, oh, this song, I'm skipping this one. Right? Like to me, it's like Damn by Kendrick. It's like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye. Not to just use only hip hop, but like it is just top to bottom. There's no weakness.
It's a very good less is more type thing in a lot of places.
But then there's also
a lot that are
very
just like
maximalist stuff, like
yeah.
the song with Bjork on it.
Oh my god,
Like
that
the way
song
that
is
ends?
incredible.
Yeah, and like the names attached to this project are insane. Yeah, Bjork, Caroline Shaw. I saw that she was involved.
She did the orchestra. I think she did all the orchestration.
I think so.
Yeah, like she did all of that, all the classical stuff that you hear. She
and
did
like
that.
all the band people know who Caroline Shaw is.
Yeah, we mean you should, and vocal people. Anyway, actually,
then,
any classical. She did
think-
Kanye stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, I think I heard somewhere that that Frank Ocean has like uncredited vocals on it. Like to get Frank Ocean doing something.
He's postponing as much as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
His
It's like, oh,
next
I
album.
can't make a new album. I'm helping out, Rosalia on her latest album. Yeah,
Uh,
it's true. Like you can use minimalist and maximalist to describe at any point a different song or sections within the songs. Like the one that everyone says that you should get into. I can't remember Belugura. I forget. It's the one that starts like has the choir sound and then it has like it's just the one that's very Baroque in its. And it just jumps around. It's so gaudy, but it's like so freaking cool. And I don't speak 13 languages or whatever. Like she's throwing in. At some point, you're just like, I don't know if you're making up those words because it's not English and it's not Spanish. And she's just. It is it. If it doesn't win every single Grammy, and we just had the Grammys, didn't we?
Yeah, they're gonna.
So-
her album will be for the not this year
For
the
2027.
the 2027 awards.
It's insane.
the Grammys have never made right decisions, though. So
Rarely.
they rarely ever
Last
make
year-
right decisions.
It's pretty solid.
Who'd they give album of the year to? Or
Um,
I can't remember.
who was album of the year? Oh, it was Beyonce.
Cowboy Carter.
Yeah.
Okay, better than was Midnight's or what was Taylor Swift's album?
Tortured Poets Department.
You know who's going to hate next Grammys is Taylor Swift because this deserves to just destroy her.
Well, they're. I think Taylor
hers
Swift.
came out.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
They're in the
Hers will
same
be-
because
yeah.
all the Swifties were mad that Taylor didn't win any for this album. And they're like, it's not eligible for this Grammys. So what is
I
her
would
album?
nominate it.
What is
any
her?
of
What
them.
is the one that she just came out with?
Life of a Showgirl.
Life of a Showgirl. Rosalia is just. It's incredible. It is incredible. I've told everyone that will listen to me. I say, you have to listen to it. It is a masterpiece. If your first listen, don't listen to it while you're doing something. Like you need to devote your. This is a Flower Mound 2025 musical production. You need to devote your brain and your ears and your emotion and everything to this. The first listen, and then after that, like I'll just listen to it while I'm driving or while I'm walking my dog. I mean, I'll just put it on and just like I'll catch a new thing. It's just it's incredible. It's the best album of the year, best album of the last few years for me. But I don't listen to the wide variety of music that I'm sure you youngsters do.
What was your gem rating?
Oh, it's a 5.
5.
It's a
it's a
5.
five.
5
Yeah,
gems.
it's a five.
5 gems. Thank you for bringing that back up and reminding me. That's a. You can put that on your website if you like, Rosalia. That we give it a 5 gems. 5 gems. 5 solid gems.
5 gems.
It's
5
insane.
polished gems.
I like that. Well, it's the end of the marching season. We'll call it the end. We will be back. We will have other things to talk about. There are some topics that I told Willie he's got to wait. We've got tons of emails and tons of topics and tons of hot takes that we want to discuss. Basically, the next few episodes until we get into like competitive WGI stuff will be probably like an inside the arc, in the stands type thing where we talk about music discussions. We will talk about the location of Grand Nationals. Everybody keeps emailing me the same thing. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about judging. We're going to talk about how we might want to change judging. I've gotten emails asking me, how do people judge? Which is a good question because some people don't know. So
Yeah, I want to know that question.
I can walk you through it, and y'all can. I can tell you how you're supposed to judge. All right.
All right.
People asking me, and this is we forget this. Can you explain how marching band works? And not every parent. I mean, we talk a lot to the people who know and continue, but every year there's a batch of parents that honestly don't know what they're getting themselves into. We should talk about that as a designer, as a former teacher, as former performers, band fans, techs, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to talk a lot about general band stuff. So send us your questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, stuff that you'd like us to talk about. It may not be a consistent release schedule. It may be like, we may not have something this week. Thanksgiving's next week. We may take a week off. I'm not really sure. Anything for the good of the order, folks?
I think.
Well, I want to thank.
Good.
He's still on assignment. Whatever his assignment's going to be, better be good. But thank you to Aiden Spicer, to William Bradfield, to Aaron Blackley for the summer and fall coverage that we've done. We've got big plans. We've got big plans as we move into the spring and next summer and fall. Like, this is just the tip of the iceberg, the proverbial tip of the iceberg. So, as they say, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It lets us know you like what we're doing. And when we release a new video, you'll be notified. Check out our Instagram because we put reels on there and we put things and whatnot. So, it's the program for this 2025 competitive marching band season. Air high fives? You did it the right way.
My high five came too.
Oh, you were doing the. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nah.